Hey everyone, Tori with Mindful Web Design here. I am currently in the mood boarding and initial design phase for one of my clients. The name of their company is the Pacific Northwest Sex Therapy Collective, and I wanted to show you guys kind of what the initial part of my process is when I first get into a website and I'm starting to decide what kinds of colors and different designs that we're going to add to the website. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. This is their current website. So we are looking at pnwsextherapycollective.com. I really like their brands. I'm going to go over to the folder that has their branding material. They used a company called Old Friend down in Oregon, I believe. And this is the folder that they received for their branding. I really like their logo a lot. It's using neutral, muted tones, and it's just a well-balanced logo. It looks beautiful. There's a couple different ways you can use it. In their branding package, they provided a few different ways that you could use the colors to kind of express a certain message that you had, which I really like. And so one of the things I do when I first get into a project is I take the colors that a brand is using already into a website called Coolors.co. So Coolors, so it's colors with an extra O, .co. And so in this website, let me go to the homepage over here. If I start the generator, it's going to give me some random colors, and I can start kind of flipping through different iterations of color palettes. And sometimes I just come here for inspiration. Like if a company that I'm working with does not have a brand whatsoever yet, and they also don't have the budget to go and hire a branding company, I'll help them with that. And sometimes I just come in here and I click through, and if I find a color scheme that I really like, I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting. There's a lot of contrast here on both sides. This could be a really dark website. I can go over here and save it, and I have different projects and collections that I can save it to. And so over here, what I did, I already added the colors that we're going to be using for this website, and these are the ones that I got from their branding kit. Were these first 4, and then I kind of started playing around with what could be this 5th color over here. I was like, oh, what if this, what if this really soft kind of pale purple could be in there? What about this rifle green? They're in the Pacific Northwest. PNW is in their name, so using kind of a muted, darker green to break up the page and have some dark areas of the page. I think that could be really beneficial, and I really like this green. And then I tried using, this Prussian blue. I've been using that a lot lately because it's a more pale, muted blue, and when you put something like this khaki or like a gold over it, it just looks really, really professional and really premium. So from there, what I do when I have a few different ideas of colors that I want to use, I come over to this tool called ColorMind.io. So this is an awesome tool, and it allows me, before I start actually creating mockups in my in Sketch or Figma, a couple different mockup tools, it allows me to input all of the colors that I'm using, and then it just gives me examples of those colors and what the different contrasts of those colors together could look like. So I mixed in that, I think this was the rifle green or the Feldgrau, either one. And I put that over here on the side that's supposed to be the dark shades. And so they have kind of a spectrum of like light shades, light accent, main color, main brand color, and then dark accent. And then it just gives you examples of how those can all be put together, what they will look like. And so, I really like this green. I'm probably going to create an example using that just to show them. And then if I come back over here, I can say, okay, what would this purple look like? Because they're a sex therapy collective. Maybe we want to add a color that's more so involved with like love and passion. So I come over here and I put that in, and I've already tried this, so I can tell you I didn't really like it. I thought it was a little bit cheesy, but it's worth a shot. And this was a really quick way to show me, okay, that's not something that I want to use. Maybe I'll still show them, but then what about that Prussian blue that I mentioned? What would that look like? And when I put it in, I realized that, it's a little bit too dark, and it looks too professional. They're a sex therapy collective. We don't want them to look too corporate. You know what I mean? We want them to still be very warm and approachable. And so that's where these neutral tones come in. And so I got to find something on the darker side that still matches with that. And I really like that green. And like I said, they're a Pacific Northwest company, so that dark green is going to fit them really well. So that's a few ways, different ways, and you can mix these around. So if I move that one over there, that shows me, once again, an idea of, one sec, let me lock these colors in, of what that would look like. Oopsie, accidentally created new colors here. But anyways, it's time to move on. So from there, when I have some ideas of how I want to mix these colors together, I'm going to come over here now to my what's called Sketch, and this is my mockup tool. So this is how I create the first few iterations of mockups to show a client. And this is not for this company. This is for a company I recently worked for, Holiday Spirit Lighting, and they do holiday lighting in the Seattle area. Awesome company. And as you can see here, they give me a ton of different colors, and they're like, hey, just give us some ideas of what all these colors would look like on a website. So I created probably like 10 different mockups, and we ended up landing all the way over here. I'll kind of zoom in so you can see what a few of these looked like. This is what you can expect from a normal website, like a blue, a light color, and then mixing them back and forth. We ended up going with this dark, more just premium feel over here, and this is called a jungle green, a deep dark jungle green. It just gives it a very festive vibe while also still being like masculine and dark, which was kind of the vibe that we were going for. And it mixes really well, and it helps their brand yellow pop a lot. And so this was the color scheme that we ended up going with. And we also have this this kind of gold-ish color that really pops against both the jungle green and this really dark gray that we're using. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. And the reason we got here was because I took all of their colors and just started messing around with them. And then we met over the course of a couple different meetings, and we were like, we're not there yet. I'm not really a huge fan of this. And then the second we landed on this dark theme over here, we were like, yes, I love that. They loved it. I loved it. We were all excited about it. It looks very unique, and it stands out from all of their competitors in the industry. So this allows us to have kind of that design conversation. And so, yeah, this is this first part of my process. I'm excited to create the first few mock-ups for this company, Pacific Northwest Sex Therapy Collective. And I'm really excited for this website. I think it's going to be incredible. And they're just an amazing company. They're incredible people, and they're providing an incredibly valuable service to the Seattle community and worldwide, because they also have free courses, free and paid courses, and other resources that they provide to the sex therapy community. So I'm super excited about getting this project done. So yeah, just wanted to show you what the first part of my process looks like. It's really fun. I'm going to meet with them next week and show them the first few iterations of the website that we create. And we're going to talk about it. Maybe they hate it, maybe they love it, but at least we have those first few iterations to look at and say, okay, I like this piece from this iteration. I like this piece from this iteration. Let's put those two together. So this is going to allow us to facilitate a really successful conversation in terms of design. So that's all for today. Bye for now, and thank you for watching.